Oynayıcı bu kvirjonne Sochi ungar verar Borstur atler gerar Röbemen ongen svärar Ready?
It's been like, I think for me, it's been like a journey. When I started making music when I was like, quite young. I think I made my first album when I was 16 or something like that. And back then I was all about my roots, and the album was very, very like traditional folk in a way. And the years to come after that, I started to explore more with my music and try to add elements from different genres and stuff. And then I mean the past like 4 years, I've explored a lot with electronic beats and stuff, and I've been very curious to work more on that and mix it with my roots in folk music. I think that aspect is still something that I feel I am examining and digging deeper into, and somehow I felt that I had found my place. Faroese language is just, it's like one of the oldest Nordic languages, I guess. It's very close to Icelandic and Old Norse. So, and then it has like influences from, like over the years, it's gotten influences from both the Danish and the Scandinavian languages, I guess. For me, it's important that it is an organic thing, like a natural thing that comes to me when I get my ideas. Like to be kind of open. You have to be kind of open in your everyday life to grab all the inspiration. I don't sit around waiting for it to happen. I have to kind of, go seek it. And of course, nature helps me a lot. To get rid of the writer's block that happens for every artist. And I don't know, it depends on what I'm working on, I guess, what kind of song. But it usually starts with a thought of something or an idea about either love or nature or someone's life story, a situation I find myself in, and then I try to form the idea as well as I can to make it as clear as possible. It's a good example, I guess, boxes, which is a simple idea about moving. You know, I moved from my house, and I was in this situation where I was like packing all my stuff into boxes, like, shit, we collect so many things, we don't need all this shit. But and I use this song more also as a metaphor of how sometimes it's difficult to let go of the past and things that we've been through in our lives, and sometimes it's good to kind of just pack it into boxes and leave it behind. Yes, of course it's exhausting, and this is maybe the most hardcore tour I've done so far. I've been away for 2 months and in a new country almost every day, so it's really been a lot of traveling this time. And yes, I have to admit that sometimes I felt exhausted. But also the amazing thing that we talked about earlier on this tour was that sometimes I've been feeling so exhausted, but then we play a show in the evening and in a crowded place full of audiences, and it gives me so much energy back. It kind of, in a way, recharges my batteries every time there's a special show. So I think for me it's like touring is like a circle of energy, you know. Sometimes I feel tired, but then I get my strength back from my audience. Yes, I have worked on my next upcoming album now for 2 years maybe, and even longer, but and this year I've been even more focused on finishing the songwriting and all that, and I'm planning to release it early summer next year. It will follow up on my last album, SLØR, definitely, but it's definitely gonna have some different elements, because for every album I make, I feel that I kind of dig a little bit deeper or move a little bit. I don't want to repeat myself too much, but I've been very excited about working on this album, and I've already played some of my songs live on this tour just to test them out a little bit. In my head, how I'm imagining it, it's gonna be like a mix of electronic and folky and maybe indie pop rock sounds as well. But I don't like to put labels on music. Now I just did it. I made 10 studio albums, and then I've done lots of, quite a few collaborations as well, such as an album with the Danish radio big band, and with Lennart Ginman, which is a brilliant bass player from Denmark, and yeah, I've made a lot of collaborations, which have been very inspiring. It was an interesting process for me with my relationship with Vardruna. I remember that actually I got to know Vardruna through my fans, because for many years I have seen my fans write on my wall about please work with Vardruna, and kind of that made me want to check out Vardruna's music. So my fans kind of brought me to them, and I started listening to some of their music. I think for for me it was very inspiring to work with both Einar and Ivar, because in a way we all come from similar backgrounds, but still we are all very different and in very different music styles. But yeah, we kind of we get along very well, and for me it was extremely inspiring to just come in with my music into their world, and they brought their music into my world, and somehow we mixed it together, like our two worlds, which was very special to me. Yeah, on this tour I decided to, because I'm between albums, and I played a show in London not so long ago, so I decided to save the momentum in London for when my album is out next year. So I'm definitely coming back to the UK next year to play a show in London.
I walked the steepest mountain.